We'll now call the meeting to order. We are all present. We will have the invocation. Guys, you're going to have to make an about face because the minister that gives the invocations is going to be right behind you at that podium. So just make a 90-degree turn to your left. And our invocation this evening will be given by Don Richards. Don is the pastor at the United Methodist Church in Covington and also in Lucene. Don, thank you for being here. You have a big crowd in front of you.
Yes, I do. You know, one of the things that's very important about the city commission and the mayor is that they have a great responsibility for the well-being of our city and for the well-being of the people who are within it. And with great responsibility also comes the need for wisdom. So let us pray. Holy God, we just give you thanks today for the people who are at this meeting, for our scouts who are learning about civic responsibilities, for this little puppy dog that needs a new forever home, for all of our commissioners and our mayor and all of those who are leaders within this community. Lord, I just pray for wisdom for them, for a heart of compassion for the people in this community, and for a desire to be the best servants they can possibly be, not only for this community, but for you, Lord. We pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Our pledge this evening will be given by the Boy Scouts, Troop 11. You're in charge, guys.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scouts, we're glad that you're here. It's going to be a short meeting tonight, so you'll be home in time to get your homework. We're not going to be here more than 30, 45 minutes, hopefully. Anyway, thank you for being here. Sharp-looking group. Item 4, consider approval of minutes of the special commission meeting of April the 4th, 2017.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ron.
Second.
Second by George. Please cast your vote.
Need to clear the board.
Okay. Should be 6-0. Motion carries 6-0. Item 5.1, item 5, awards, presentations, proclamations, and organizational business. Item 5.1, present the pet available for adoption at the city animal shelter.
That's a good-looking dog.
It's a cute dog.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Charlotte Ringwald. I'm with Enid Animal Control. I'm the adoption coordinator. And tonight, this is my friend, Dory. Dory is a 2-month-old female shepherd mix, and we're looking for a new home for her. She'll be available on Thursday, April 20th. And for the next 2 pet adoptions, they get a free 1-hour training, and this little pup would need some. And they also get a free leash. So come on down if you need a dog or cat. Thank you, guys. You say bye-bye.
Thank you. Item 5.2, item 5.2, Chisholm Trail 150th Anniversary Proclamation. Steve?
Yes, sir. Mr. Gilbert, Mayor and Commissioners, we have 3 proclamations this evening, but the first one is celebrating Chisholm Trail 150th birthday or anniversary. It's always difficult following a puppy dog, right? Okay, our good friend Bob Clemmy is here. Bob, you want to join us? And I think the safest way on this highway is to the right. You can come up this way, please. Bob, it's good to see you, Mike, as well. Marcy, I think you're joining us as well, and Kathy Dixon from Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma Historical Society. We'll turn around and let's face this way, Mike, if you would, please. And then Andy, join us as well. Mayor, I'm sorry, you need to join us as well, because you've got the goodies. I'm sorry, you've got the proclamation. Thank you all for being here. After 400 posts, putting them in the ground, you deserve to sit for a while. Is that correct? I suppose. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here this evening. It's my privilege to represent the city of Enid in this proclamation. Whereas 150 years ago, the Chisholm Trail was blazed across Oklahoma, then known as Indian Territory, from the banks of the Red River to the Kansas border. And whereas millions of head of Texas Longhorns came up the Chisholm Trail, as the trail received its name from a Cherokee trader and also interpreter, Jesse Chisholm. And today's State Highway 81 follows the route of this historic cattle trail, and the promotion of the Chisholm Trail preserves this dynamic part of our history and serves as an economic benefit to the communities along the trail. Whereas in 2017, communities all along Chisholm Trail here in Oklahoma have joined together to promote the 150th anniversary of the Chisholm Trail. Now therefore, Bill Shuey, the mayor of the city of Enid, hereby proclaims April 18, 2017, as Chisholm Trail 150th Anniversary Day, whereas the anniversary of the Chisholm Trail in 2017 can be used to advance the cultural, educational, historical, and economical benefits to the state of Oklahoma. So congratulations to all of you representing the Chisholm Trail. Congratulations. And the mayor has the proclamation. Did you, Mr. Clemmy, did you want to say anything? Let's do this real quick. I'll get this off.
When I first got interested in this program, I was about the age of some of these scouts. I was in the 9th grade over at Longfellow Junior High School when our teacher, we took a semester of civics and a semester of Oklahoma history at that time. And my history teacher said to the class, I can take you down south of town and show you the Chisholm Trail. Well, I didn't care anything about that then, but as I grew up, I began to wonder where that trail came through Enid. And when I finally found out where it was, I found out that I was crossing it every time I came to town. The trail crosses right down here at the corner of Grand and Garrett, so we're only 2 or 3 blocks off the trail. But I had fun every day out on the trail, and I just wish I could do it again.
Kathy, is there anything you want to say?
I would just like to commend the City of Enid for your leadership in helping to preserve and promote the history of the trail, particularly in this 150th year. Literally, City of Enid was at the table from the very beginning on planning the 150th. It kind of happened by chance. We had an organization meeting in Enid, and it just so happened at lunch that day at the table was Andy, Marcy, myself, Mr. Clemmy, and Stacy Moore, who's the director of the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center in Enid. So, Duncan, sorry about that. Everything happens in Enid. And so with Mr. Clemmy at the table, of course, the conversation turned to the trail, and he pointed out to us that the 150th was coming up, and we decided we should do something about that. So with a dynamo like Marcy and Andy there at the table, from that meeting, we planned a couple of organizational meetings, and it just took off from there. So it's all thanks to Mr. Clemmy and a lunch that we had with him one day.
Thank you very much. Go, Marcy. You want to use that one? Sure. Front and center.
Stacy and I were talking, it's been 4 years in the planning for this, and it's been an honor. And today was an especially big honor because we had Klaus from Germany and Matt from the UK and Ireland, and Lisa White, who promotes Kansas and Oklahoma to the European market. And they enjoyed Enid, they enjoyed walking on the hoof prints, they enjoyed lunch with the Simpsons, they enjoyed being entertained by Russ, and they are thrilled and amazed at what Enid has done to celebrate the Chisholm Trail, and they'll be taking that story back to Europe. And I greatly appreciate the city's support in all of this. We could not have done it without all the partners that came to the table. And thanks to you, Bob.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Clement. Thank you. So lunch with the Simpsons, their lives will never be the same, right? Okay.
Hard to get them out of there.
I'd like to mention that Mr. Clemmy spent about 45 minutes at the television studio the other day, and he shared the entire story of when he got interested in the trail and also of setting the 400 concrete post. And it's airing on television channel 11 and 12. So we appreciate Mr. Clemmy telling the entire story. Okay, Mrs. Zell and Stephanie Carr. Sherry Zell, join us, please. Good evening. Thanks for coming up. Whereas on April 11, 2017 marks the 49th anniversary of the passage of the U.S. Fair Housing Law, which enunciates a national policy of fair housing without regard to race, color, creed, national origin, sex, and handicap, and encourages fair housing opportunities for all citizens. And whereas the Community Development Support Association and the City of Enid continue to address discrimination in our community support programs, will inform the public about the right to equal housing opportunity, and will plan partnership efforts with other organizations to ensure that every American's right to fair housing. Now, therefore, Bill Shuey, the mayor of Enid, hereby proclaims April 2017 as Fair Housing Awareness Month, and in the city of Enid, state of Oklahoma, and encourage our community to strive toward building a more hopeful society and recognize the importance of equal access to housing for all members of our community. Sherry, congratulations, and the mayor has the proclamation. And oh, yeah.
No, it was a possum.
Oh, you're going to speak. Thank you.
We have partnered with the City of Enid for more than 20 years, observing Fair Housing Month and using CDBG funds to address emergency housing needs in our community. It's been a great partnership. Stephanie is a wonderful person to work with, and I just want to tell you that we have made a difference in people's lives working on these issues. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, Arbor Day, a tree board, and some other individuals who are going to join us for that. Michael, are you part of that contingent? I think you are. Mrs. Stuper.
I'm also the tree board liaison.
Okay, very good. Thank you for all being here. Whereas trees increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our communities, and whereas trees reduce the erosion of topsoil, they provide shade, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, provide habitat for wildlife, and are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas on January 4th, 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed a tree planting holiday to be called Arbor Day. Whereas Arbor Day celebrates the role of trees in our lives and promotes tree planting and care. Now, therefore, Bill Shuey, the mayor of the city of Enid, Oklahoma, hereby proclaims April 18th, 2017 as Arbor Day, and further urges all citizens to support the community's efforts to protect existing trees and to plant trees for future generations to enjoy. Today's Arbor Day. Congratulations.
We as a tree board, we recognize the importance that trees have in our community and the value. We plant a tree every spring. This Friday, we're going to have our tree planting celebration at 11 a.m. at Champion Park, 10th and Chestnut, and we invite anyone from the public that would like to attend to join us. Hopefully the weather will hold off and it won't rain. Thank you.
Mr. Woolley's class from Coolidge.
Yes, we will have a class from Coolidge of children, Mr. Woolley's class.
Very good. Congratulations. Thank you. Mr. Gilbert and Mayor and Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the presentations for this evening. Thank you.
Item 6, hearings. Item 6.1, conduct a public hearing regarding the Community Development Block Grant Fiscal Year 2017 Annual Action Plan to gather input on priority needs for the City of Enid. Stephanie, you're up.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner, City Manager. Tonight we are having a public hearing. It's a requirement from the Department of Housing and Urban Development for our annual action plan. We are anticipating a 20% cut from last year. Those numbers have not been revealed to us yet. This year we have to pay the Section 108 loan. We have to pay for administration of the program, and we plan to do the homeless prevention through emergency repairs through CDSA as we have done in the past, and do infrastructure with the rest of the money. The project for infrastructure has not been laid out at this point, but later on we will. The numbers for last year, we received $387,000. This year, with the 20% cut, we're anticipating $310,000. And after everything is paid for administration in Section 108, we expect to have about $75,000 or $80,000 left over to do projects.
Comments?
It is a public hearing, so if there's anybody here to speak to it.
We don't have anyone signed up to speak to that item. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. Item 8.2.
Item 7. Community development.
You're right. Item 7, community development. There are none. Item 8, administration. Item 8.1, an ordinance amending the Enid Municipal Code 2014, Title II, entitled Finance and Taxation, Chapter 6, entitled Fee Schedule, Article C, entitled City Services and Facilities, Section 2-6C-9, entitled Champlain Pool Admission Fees, to remove family passes, correct grammar, adjust individual season pass fees, and adjust pool party fees based on the number of participants, providing for repealer, savings clause, severability, and codification. Will?
Mayor, Commissioners, this ordinance reduces the cost of individual season passes by $10. It removes family passes as a purchase option and replaces that purchase option as costing additional season passes after the first ones to be $20. It also corrects grammars and adjusts the pool party fees based on the number of participants, increasing the cost for a pool party at Champlain Pool from $135 to $150, and then that's for the first 50 participants, and then for each additional 50 participants, it costs an additional $50, up to 400 participants.
I'll move to approve a resolution?
Second.
An ordinance.
We have a motion by Ben to approve the ordinance, second by Ron. Further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 6-0. Item 8.2, Renew the administrative services agreement between the City of Enid and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma for third-party administration of the City of Enid self-funded employee health insurance plan, health and dental, COBRA administration, and renew agreement with SA Benefit for stop-loss coverage.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ben, second by Ron. Further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 6-0.
I move, oh, sorry.
On the consent-
Wait just a minute. Go ahead, Gerald. Consent items are next.
I was just going to mention that 9.5, there are some questions about the Leo. Justin signed up, Sherry's here, she may or may not have any comments on that. So you might want to consider that separately.
I'll move to approve everything except 9.5.
Second. We have a motion by Ben, a second by George to approve all consent items except item 9.5. We'll do it separately. Further discussion? Please cast your vote. Motion carries 6-0. We do have one person signed up to discuss 9.5. 9.5 being approve amendment to the consortium agreement with Northwestern Oklahoma local elected officials, LEOs, and the chief local elected official.
Justin, would you like to come up and speak on this again?
Need your name and address, please.
So I'm Justin Carnegie. I'm the Executive Director of Oklahoma Economic Development Authority. I'm from Guyman. Basically, as we had talked earlier, the Northwestern region currently has 17 counties. This addendum to the original consortium agreement would make a total of 25 counties. It's the Southwest region that is currently served by SWOTA will no longer be a region after June 30th because it does not meet the population requirement. The commissioners, the LEOs in that area have requested to join the Northwest region, and it would make one region which would be called Western. Be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Questions?
Motion to approve.
Tammy, I didn't hear you.
I have a motion to approve.
Actually, I've got one question.
Motion by Tammy,
Second.
second by Jonathan.
I do have a question. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you a question, being the
Thank you, John. Thank you, Justin.
Sherry Zell, I live at 1722 East Maple.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Being that your organization is the one that has basically has it's going to be impacting, do you see any negative impact that may come from bringing into these two counties?
Oh, I think it's more than 2 counties, but well, it will increase the size of the area. It will probably bring some additional funding. Service will be more difficult to provide services in such a large area. CDSA competes for this funding every 3 years. We've been very successful in doing that. My guess, after talking with Justin this evening, is that there may end up being a couple of providers for this area. So I really don't think there's any way to tell what the impact of this is. Apparently, one of the concerns and one of the reasons that the existing area is interested in encompassing the additional area is that we would have some control over what counties are in our new area. If they don't make the decision themselves, then that decision will be made for them at a later date. And some of the counties that are going to be absorbed in some other workforce area don't bring much money with them. So I think that the people who've been discussing this, and I have not been privy to those discussions, believe that this is the best course because at least they get to have some counties that bring money to the table. So as a provider, I'm not excited about it, but because I'm not really interested in serving such a huge area, my hope is that they will elect to have more than one provider, and I certainly understand their rationale for making that decision, so I'm not opposed to it.
Thank you.
We have a motion. We have a second. Further discussion. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 5-0. Item 10, we will now recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. All of the trustees of the Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting are in attendance. Item 12, the Enid Municipal Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 12.1, approval of claims in the amount of $404,468.03.
Move to approve.
Motion by Ben.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. Please cast your vote.
You're closer.
Good, good second. Motion carries 6-0. Item 13, we'll now adjourn to reconvene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. Item 14, all of the trustees of the Enid Public Transportation Authority are in attendance at the regular meeting. Item 15, the Enid Public Transportation Authority regular meeting is now in session. Item 15.1, approval of claims in the amount of $4,155.50.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Tammy, second by George. Please cast your vote. Motion carries 6-0. Item 17, Item 17, public comments. We have one person signed up. Diane?
Diane Levesque, 1324 West Oak Avenue here in Enid. And I wanted to say, in the interest of diversity, I wanted to personally award, Southern Heights Museum for all the time that I've been paying attention to the goings-on of the City Commission. I've heard several mentions of the Chisholm Trail celebrating this, that, and the other, and no mention of the Southern Heights Museum, which is a remarkable museum run by a remarkable lady who runs the thing by herself and manages to do research trips. My hat is off to her because she does what I think is impossible, and on any given day, even after being struck by a vehicle, it looks like it's in much better condition than that derelict we all know as the Simpson Old Time Museum, which looks like it's been neglected since the Chisholm Trail days. So my hat's off to that, and it's located on Leona Mitchell Boulevard, which is also significant now to Monarchs, which are in town finally. And because I came prepared like a good old Boy Scout knows being prepared, I had milkweed cuttings ready for them to go, and they are having babies in my backyard. Nowhere else in Enid, because I checked. Nobody has been prepared for this butterfly invasion except me, but I've got caterpillars to hand out to anybody who wants to adopt these critters. They're beautiful. But Leona Mitchell Boulevard runs parallel to the Skeleton Creek route and various creeks and streams that eventually bring the Monarchs to southern Government Springs, and then eventually to Dillingham Garden in North Government Springs Park. So I've been yanking the chain of your Parks and Recreation person for that. But Leona Mitchell Boulevard, Southern Heights Museum, it's about time the city of Enid celebrates the marvel and miracle that is.
Thank you. Item 18, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Ben.
Second.
Second by Jonathan. Please cast your vote.